Now I'm going to demonstrate uh, Power BI using data from Oracle, but rather than directly loading all the data, I will demonstrate the direct query mode, which means the data is not copied into the Power BI file, but it can be refreshed by running the query repeatedly and getting the data every time. So this is my HR schema in an Oracle database. It's a 26 AI database. And I've got some tables, like for example, I've got departments table, I've got employees table. Okay, let me just show you a few records. So these are the departments, these are the employees in the database. Okay, so I got multiple employees, I've got multiple departments. Now I go into Power BI. Before I try to use direct query, I have to enable the preview feature, which I'll show you here. Go to options and settings in Power BI, preview feature, and scroll down. You will see this enabled Oracle Managed ODB provider for direct query. It may not be enabled by default. You have to enable this. Otherwise, the only enabled mode is import, meaning data is copied from Oracle to Power BI. And it has to be manually copied in every time. So this was the direct query mode, which means allows me to refresh the data. I've already enabled this. So if it's not enabled for you, you enable it and restart Power BI. Okay, so just be careful about this. Now I'm going to connect to my Oracle database. So I say get data from Oracle, and I provide the address of the Oracle instance, localhost, port number 1521, and the service name is free PDB1. This is a 26 AI free PDB. And now instead of data connectivity import, I'm using direct query. So you can see direct query is enabled. I also have this relationship columns automatically and a hierarchy enabled by default. So I just click on OK. It's going to connect to that database using the host name, port number, and instance, the service name. So let me go to HR, and these are all the tables. Now if I select only subset of tables, there is a feature here which says related tables also. Because in my HR database in Oracle, I have all the primary key and foreign key relationships properly defined. I can just say select related tables, and it's going to pull in the other tables along with these. So it has pulled in all the other tables. Let me just uncheck them. For example, I have only got countries, departments. It says related tables. It identifies employees, job history, locations, regions are also related. Now I will also take in jobs also. And remember, this is direct query mode. This is not import mode. I'll just go into transform data. I'm not going to do any data transforms for the time being, but I will just look at the data. So here, for example, you can see if I look at the employees query here, it's shown as a query. I can see it has identified there are joins with other tables. If I go to departments, it can identify that there are joins. Okay. Right now, I'm not going to expand those joins. I'll just load the data as it is. So it's saying from the HR schema departments, and that is the data. I'll just do a close and apply. And it's going to verify all the schema tables. Okay. Wait for it to synchronize everything. Now you can see there is no table view because I use direct query mode. I cannot see the data. Data is not in Power BI at all. Data is only in Oracle. But I can go to the model view and I can see the model that it is automatically identified. So for example, there's one problem here between employees and departments. It has found a one-to-many relationship between employees and departments, which is wrong, right? It should be one-to-many from departments to employees. Here it says one-to-many is disabled. Similarly, there is another path from employees to departments. Go from employees. I mean, it's not really a right path, but there is jobs, job history, and departments. So these relationships are not properly set up when you try to build them automatically. So as a data modeler, as a data analyst, you have to define the correct relationships. Let me try to create a report of just create a column report. Go by department name, and I get the total salary of the employees. Okay, here, and see, this data is definitely wrong. It doesn't make sense. So let me go back to the model and disable this one. This is the wrong relationship between departments and employees. Many to one is wrong. Then I enable this relationship, employees to departments is many to one, meaning one department to many employees. Make it active, save it. I go back to my report and now I can see yes, for every department is giving me the sum of salary. But now I find there is one department or one employee, one or more employees where department is not defined. And for that it is a salary of about $7,000. It will take time. Yeah, 7,000. Let me go back to my Oracle database and look for that data here. Okay, so I can see there is one employee with no department. Let me get that employee. That is employee 178. It is sales representative. Okay, if I were to find out what is the department ID for sales, it is 80. So I go back and update that employee's department to 80. Okay, so Kimberly Grant is updated to 80 department ID. I commit this and now I go back into Power BI and I refresh this data. Okay, so the 7,000 should go from here to sales. This is 304,500. I do a refresh from here. So it's going to verify all the tables anyway. And now there's no blank and sales has gone up to 311,500. Let me do another one. Let's say I do another one where I get department name and I got number of employees. Sorry. No, this is the wrong. Anyway, I can bring in the number of employees here also. Okay, so employee count by department. There are 35 in sales department. Let me just look at this. Select this employee had updated, right? So select staff from departments, sorry, employees, where employee ID is equal to 178. So it is department ID 80, which is sales, right? So I'm going to set that employee back to null. Okay, if I verify that employee, it's gone back to null. Okay, now let me look at my Power BI. This is good. It's 35 in sales. This is not yet updated. I've not committed or refreshed. I go back to Oracle. I commit this change. Now I go back to Power BI and I do a refresh. And now you can see the blank and one employee with a 7,000 salary but no department. And this has dropped from 311,000 to 304,000. And the sales count has dropped from 35 to 34. So this is a way you can use direct query in Power BI to pull data from Oracle and refresh it as and when you need. If you publishing this as a dashboard in the Power BI service, you can actually automate the refresh to whatever interval you want, every hour or every 30 minutes or every day, depending on the type of data and the refresh requirements. So remember, if you want to use direct query for Oracle from Power BI, you have to enable the preview feature for direct query, that is preview features, and enable direct query for Oracle. Okay, I hope this is useful for you. Thank you.